What's up YouTube? I'm back again with another video, and today we're going to take another look at Rolls-Royce, what has happened over the last few months, and what I see happening in the future. If you like these types of videos, please remember to hit like and subscribe. I appreciate all the feedback. You guys are awesome. And without more to say, let's get right into it. As you're probably well aware, Rolls-Royce has had a pretty rough go the last few months, hitting a low of around $1.20 per share a few days ago. The reason for this is the fear, uncertainty, and doubt around the Delta variant. The rise in new cases for the Delta variant has been quite alarming in the UK over the last couple months, but you can see here that we might have hit a peak the other day. There's a little bit more information here that you need to look at before we start freaking out and panicking over these high COVID numbers. This chart here shows the amount of testing and positive cases. If we look back starting in April of 2020, and yes, I understand that the tests were not as available, but these charts here give us a little more perspective in what is actually going on. We can see here that the number of tests has increased almost exponentially, where we're averaging over 1 million tests every 7 days. So when we go back to January 2021, and we're only averaging 500,000 tests and we have this same spike, the percentage is much, much higher of positive tests. Here it shows 10.7%. When we go to the recent testing, it's only 4.1%. Although the graphs look like they're about the same, you have to remember that there are twice as many tests going out, so of course the number is going to be higher. And one thing I want to mention is, I think the spike here over the last month goes hand in hand with the UEFA Euro Cup that was being hosted in England, which I know is a very touchy subject. The English team had a great run, kudos to them. Unfortunate ending, but you can't take it back. So of course, you're going to see rising cases. This next graph here shows how many people have been hospitalized and how many people are in the ICU. You can see here January 2021 when we hit that major spike in the UK, there was a huge bump in hospitalizations and people in the ICU. But when we look forward to the July numbers, we see that the numbers have gone way, way down and there are less people needing to be hospitalized. Also, you can see here that the number of people who have been double vaccinated has been rising. All of these bode well for recovery. And according to Reuters, the UK records 31,795 new COVID cases, which is actually a drop of about 5,000 cases from the previous day. These numbers are not updated on the Google graphs yet. So we know, according to Reuters 2 hours ago, that this graph here, let's go 30 days, is going to drop even lower by another 5,000 cases. The way you read this graph is each one of these bars, so these rectangle bars, is the actual number of cases, and the blue line is the 7-day average. So you can see they don't quite follow the same trend, and the case numbers are what you really want to be looking at, these bars. So you can see on the 21st we had 43,000 cases, then in 22nd 39, 23rd 35, and now on the 24th, we're at 31,000. So you can see that we are dropping, and that is a very, very positive sign for us. Another boost in positivity is the reopening day on July 19th, where there are new rules regarding social distancing and shutdowns. For example, no limits on how many people can meet. By the way, these are what's happening in England. This does not include Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales. They all have a little bit different rules going on, but as far as England goes, there are no limits on how many people can meet. Face coverings are no longer required by law. Nightclubs can reopen. Pubs and restaurants, which is huge in English culture, will no longer be table service only. No limits on guests for weddings and funerals, so on and so on. You guys can read it. So yeah, that's another positive sign for us. Now, we still have a long fight to go. In other news, the factory shutdown that we talked about a few months ago looks to be coming through next week. The closure will see 575 team members take unpaid leave for 2 weeks, but their loss in wages will be averaged out throughout the year, so it's not a big financial burden on these guys. We talked about this a few months ago and how this is a good sign for Rolls-Royce. They are saving money. I know it is not so great for the workers who are losing money, but for the overall good of the company, it is necessary. This could go either way. I'm not sure if this is going to affect the stock at all. It could be seen as positive. It can be seen as negative. This could be a non-issue, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Another potential catalyst for stock price movement could be the 2021 half-year results on August 5th. And I'm very excited to comb through that, see what's happening in the company, their future guidance and stuff like that. I also, I'm really interested in hearing about the sale of Bergen and ITP Aero, if there are any updates on that, if there are any interested buyers, or what's going on in that whole debacle. If Rolls-Royce can offload those two assets, it'll take a huge chunk out of their debt, and it would just be a huge boost in confidence for the company. I'm going to finish the video looking at fintel.io, a website that I check out a lot. I remember it doesn't usually show the dates so well, so I'm going to try to make it work better. We'll start off looking at who is buying Rolls-Royce right now. You can see on July 23rd, there were some purchases. And remember, when you see these green bars, they indicate a newly opened position in that particular fund. You can see that, it's a lot of them are the same company putting them in different funds, but it is also very bullish to see all these green bars. An interesting one I thought is that BlackRock has added Rolls-Royce to its U.S. Carbon Transition Readiness ETF, which I think is a very, very positive sign. BlackRock is a big holder of Rolls-Royce, but the Carbon Transition Readiness ETF, I think that is a really important place to be. It shows that they see a transition and a future for Rolls-Royce. Now we'll take a look at sellers, and a red row would indicate a closed position, and it'd be pretty silly to close a position, near all-time lows. But if we scroll down, we're looking for some negative numbers here to see if anybody is shorting the company. And it seems to me like it's just the same companies that had been shorting it from before. I'm not sure if they're really doing much here. So yeah, I'm not seeing any people shorting it on Fintel right now, which is a positive sign. There we go. There's the short interest owners. And according to Fintel, there are not many of them. The last time I checked, I think there were 5 or 6. Now there are only 3. So it looks like some of the people who shorted before have covered their positions and maybe are ready to ride the stock back up in a positive way. So yeah, guys, we got some positive things coming. Right now is a great time to buy, in my opinion. If you were able to get it on the 18th of July, congratulations, you probably hit the bottom. Unless there is some crazy black swan event that shuts the world back down again, we are marching back slowly. I do think this last sell-off was a bit of an overreaction. When we look at those charts, we can see that there are a lot of COVID cases, but there are not many people dying or going to the hospital relative to what it was before. So that is a good sign. Very positive. Vaccines are rolling out. Seems like they're working. That's also awesome. And yeah, guys, I really think that a couple years from now, we're going to be real happy. I'm going to have some more videos coming out. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking about doing a video on dark pools, inflation, different types of option contracts, misconceptions about Rolls-Royce and dividends and whatnot. The C shares, touch on that again. Yeah, and we can also look at their balance sheet if you guys are interested. I know I've been kind of avoiding it because it's not very pretty right now, but that's expected with this whole environment we are in. And if you liked the video, consider subscribing and hitting that like button, because I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all your feedback. If you think I missed something, a catalyst, or you want me to touch on some Rolls-Royce news that you think I've been missing, go ahead and leave a comment. If you have ideas for future videos, leave a comment. I read every comment. I try to respond to most of them. Yeah, guys, super excited for the future of this company. I know I sound like a broken record, but the more I look into it, the more and more convinced I get. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. Hope you all make tons of money trading. Stock Surfer signing out.